Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
I was following you. Statewide.
And that's both Head Start and Early Head Start. National, I don't care that much about that.
That's okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, yeah, it's not very bad. Because the state, most of our advocates that the state say they're being asked by their constituents, but the state can possibly make up for the cuts that the feds are making. You know who's the most eloquent about it? Senator Haywood. And it's really found his voice to say, it's so important for us to say at the state level, the budget units, the units, that we're going to be able to support organization. Yeah. And he's all heart.
Yeah, she just made it up. It's 500, Montgomery County, 500 students. All right. That's it. You ready? Yeah. Ready. We're here. Hello, Congressman.
Maris is up here, yeah. Okay. We just need to make space for the rest of our crew to come in.
Come on in.
So I can just hold it. Yeah. All right, guys, we got to get started. We're over time.
You still want me to introduce?
Yes, please. Yes. We're crowding in behind. And don't worry, we'll have a chance to meet with Dwight after, too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
They showed me how to adjust the mic stand so I can run over and do it.
Wait, we're doing another
What? Am I just talking into all of these? I'm just talking into all of them anyway.
Since my boss is 6th grade, if we need to.
Yeah, feel free to come over. So she'll be introducing
You can
her.
give me the nod or whatever, but it's just a simple unscrew, rescrew.
Perfect. I'll send you.
I can manage it, anybody can.
I'll give you the heads
I'm
up.
not technologically, mechanically proficient.
I'll give you the heads up. Thank you. Yeah. This is all we're allowed to have behind us. Yeah. All right. Are we ready, everybody?
Yes.
Ready? Phones off? Okay. All right. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Today, we at Children First from Philadelphia have traveled with nearly 100 Head Start providers, parents, children, and advocates to ask Congress to protect Head Start. This weekend signifies the 60th anniversary of this program, and we want to ensure that it continues to be funded beyond this milestone. As Congress continues budget discussions as part of the fiscal year 2026 appropriations process, we're here today to highlight the vital importance of Head Start to families and children across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and across the country. With over 35,000 children in Head Start and Early Head Start across Pennsylvania this school year, and nearly 800,000, more than 750,000 children across the United States, children and families in our communities rely on this program for high-quality early learning experiences and childcare. Head Start is a lifeline for working parents and caregivers and a game changer for children from low-income households. In addition to providing high-quality early learning experiences, Head Start also provides wide-ranging services to meet families' needs, like health and development screenings, nutritious meals, parenting support, and job training and career readiness workshops for parents. Today, we'll be hearing the stories of how Head Start impacts Pennsylvanians and children and families across the country. We'll be hearing from the National Head Start Association, members of Congress, a Head Start graduate, a Head Start provider, and a parent of children who benefit from Head Start funding. These stories will highlight the human impact of this program, how it's more than just a budgetary consideration, and demonstrate how Head Start builds brighter futures for children and opens economic opportunities for our nation. I'd like to now introduce Bob Beeson, Deputy Director of Government Affairs of the National Head Start Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Zaina. I'm Bob Beeson, Senior Director of Government Affairs for the National Head Start Association, and I am so honored to stand here alongside so many educators, advocates, and supporters of Head Start from Pennsylvania. I'm especially pleased that Congresswoman Dean and Congresswoman Evans could be with us today. Honestly, I'm surprised that they're letting me speak before them. But thank you very much for this opportunity. As Zaina said, and it's an extremely timely for you to be here today. Sunday marks the 60th anniversary of Head Start. 6 decades of changing lives, 6 decades of working with ongoing bipartisan support from Congress and through 11 different presidential administrations. During that time, more than 40 million children have walked through our doors, and they haven't just left better prepared for kindergarten, they've left with stronger families, healthier lives, and brighter futures. Right now, Congress is in deep discussion over the fiscal year 26 budget. And let me be very clear. Head Start cannot afford cuts. Our children and families cannot afford cuts. The communities where Head Start operates cannot afford cuts. This isn't just about early learning. It's about access to critical health care, nutritious food and meals, and empowering parents and caregivers, setting up children for lifetime success. Head Start is the gold standard for early childhood care, and it's a program that we must protect. Your presence here today sends a strong message that we will not be silent while children's futures hang in the balance. We are here not just to celebrate Head Start's past, but to fight for its future. Our message to Congress is a simple one. Protect Head Start, invest in Head Start, invest in our future, and work with us to improve our ability to serve our communities and the children that we are entrusted to each and every day. We know that this early investment plays significant dividends, including children's long-term financial stability and improved health over their lifetimes. As we gather here today, I encourage everyone listening to remember this. Head Start is not a line item. Head Start is a lifeline. And it's up to all of us to make sure that it remains strong for generations to come. Thank you. Let's keep marching forward together to build the strong families and workforce that we need for tomorrow. Let's stand for Head Start.
Thank you so much, Bob. And now I'd like to introduce Mai Miksic, Deputy Director of Policy at Children First and a Head Start graduate.
Good morning. As Zaina said, my name is Mai Miksic. I'm the Deputy Director for Policy at Children First. Every day, Children First fights for the well-being and futures of children in the Commonwealth. I have spent the last 10 years of my career fighting for early childhood education, and I have never been more afraid for the future of Head Start. This is not just because I am familiar with the academic research showing the impacts of early childhood education on children. It is because I have lived it. I came to this country when I was 3 years old from Southeast Asia. My earliest memories are of Head Start. I did not speak a word of English. They assigned a translator to me, and I was very scared at that time. But eventually, I learned that Head Start was a safe place for me. I had a sense of warmth, belonging, and security. The nurturing environment also introduced me to the alphabet, to songs, animals, and I eventually developed a love of learning. That love of learning would propel me 15 years later to go to college, attending a 4-year college and getting a degree from a Big Ten school, and eventually getting a graduate degree from an Ivy League school. I now count myself lucky and privileged because I received the foundation for learning and have now a really impactful and meaningful career. Head Start did not just affect me. It also allowed my parents to work, save money, and eventually buy their own home. Head Start helps families achieve the American dream, fulfilling a promise that if you work hard in this country, you can get ahead. I know my story is not unique. Head Start, since its inception, has helped hundreds of thousands of children and their families. There's not one single Head Start graduate whom I have met who has not been positively affected by Head Start. On this 60th anniversary of Head Start, I want us to consider what the future of our country will look like if we do not protect Head Start. In Pennsylvania, a future without Head Start would entail low-income children competing with children from higher income brackets for existing child care subsidy slots. States simply do not have the funding to backfill federal funds needed to preserve Head Start programs. Parents may need to miss work, and child care will be impossible. Children will miss out on developmental screenings, nutritious meals, dental and vision screenings, and of course, that warmth, security, and sense of belonging that I had when I went to Head Start. It is imperative that we protect Head Start. On this 60th anniversary, I ask that we all recommit ourselves to high-quality early child education, that we have a future where our most vulnerable children in our country have access to opportunities to learn and grow and become successful contributors to our society. Head Start helps families fulfill their dreams. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mai. And now I'd like to introduce Damaris Alvarado Rodriguez, Executive Director of the Children's Playhouse Learning Centers in Philadelphia.
Good morning. My name is Damaris Alvarado Rodriguez, and I stand before you today as the Executive Director of Children's Playhouse in Philadelphia. For the past 23 years, our centers have been the cornerstone of our community, providing vital services to over 470 students, including 120 children and their families who rely on the critical support offered by Head Start funding. In addition, 62 passionate employees and teachers invest their lives in effectively supporting our programs. Their commitment is unwavering, and their expertise is invaluable. Therefore, the prospect of elimination of the Head Start funding in our community and schools is not just a budgetary concern. It is a potential devastation of 2 decades, unwavering service and commitment in our programs, and 6 decades of programming nationwide. Our Head Start programs are more than just classrooms. They are safe havens where young children learn and thrive. We nurture their social and emotional development and their cognitive skills, laying the foundation for navigating the K-12 system and beyond. Our students have successfully transitioned to kindergarten, and we have celebrated their milestones, like graduating from high school and college. I've seen former Head Start students blossom into entrepreneurs, running their own businesses and contributing to our community's economic vitality. We are not just teaching children, we are cultivating future leaders who will make a powerful impact on our society, all because they were provided with essential skill sets from the earliest stages. Our Head Start programs also provide a comprehensive network of support for families we serve. We offer services that foster economic mobility, like resume building workshops, financial literacy trainings, and even opportunities for parents to become teachers themselves within our programs, as well as trainings on parenting skills development. This sense of community extends beyond formal services, offering a network of support where families like the children find a welcoming network of times of difficulty. We serve these children and their families in many capacities, as leaders, as nurses, tending to their well-being, as janitors, ensuring a safe and clean environment, as social workers, connecting them with vital resources, as counselors, offering guidance and support, as therapists, nurturing their emotional health and providing crucial mental health supports, and as consistent points of positive connection that foster lasting changes. We are more than just educators, we are a lifeline. We implore you to deeply consider the human impact that Head Start funding has. This is not merely a line item budget. It affects young, vulnerable children embarking on their educational journey, families working tirelessly towards a brighter future, and devoted professionals who invest their very being in this essential work. We extend sincere invitation to each and every legislator. Step inside our classrooms, look into the faces of the future entrusted to our care, and witness firsthand the profound and indispensable importance of Head Start. Losing Head Start funding would not just close classrooms, it would dismantle a vital support system, disrupt the trajectory of young lives, and undermine the foundations of our community's future. It would silence the laughter in our playrooms, dim the potential within our students, and leave vulnerable families without crucial support they rely on. We implore you to recognize an invaluable investment that Head Start represents, an investment in our children, our families, and the very fabric of our community. Let us not unravel 60 years of dedication and progress. Let us continue to empower the youngest learners and build a brighter future together. Thank you. I would like to introduce Congressman Dwight Evans.
Good morning. It's absolutely my pleasure to join my colleague, the Dean of the delegation. She is a very good friend, and especially to be with the Head Start operators. I want to say very enthusiastic, on May 18th, this will be the 60th anniversary of the significance of what Head Start has meant, and it is important that we all realize that we have a part in this fight, in this effort. We need not to take it for granted for what Head Start has done for our communities and our lives and what Head Start means. And all of us recognize the value of Head Start. we recognize the investment that it has made. But we must work together, and we must fight to recognize that we got to keep this. And we will do every single thing we can and we need to do. So I share with you that we're in for an effort and a fight. We will not, after 60 years, all the Head Start has done for our children and our communities, we have to value that experience. And all the Head Start and the investment that has been made is all of us to be involved. So I thank everybody for being here to demonstrate the commitment on our part to be in this fight. So again, I want to congratulate Head Start, and I will be here to fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman Evans. And now I'd like to introduce April N. Jackson Washington of Philadelphia. She's a Head Start graduate, a parent of a Head Start graduate, and a parent of a child currently enrolled in Head Start.
I stand here today and I'm honored to have a very important moment to speak. I think it's so important for us to understand that while there's a lot of data and there's a lot of statistics, Head Start opened a door of opportunity and viability for me. We are standing here today, and I don't think it's an accident that we're here in Capitol Hill. Words like equality, justice, liberty, fight, advocacy, unity, this is what this country was actually founded on. And it may seem lofty to think, well, we're just talking about Head Start. We're just talking about early childhood education. But please hear me as a parent, hear me as a Head Start alum, that to cut the funding for Head Start, to cut funding from the critical infrastructure of what builds this country, to take dollars away from investing in children is to actually dim the beacon of what we are standing in the very buildings of Washington, D.C. for. It's not just saying we need to save money. It's actually to say that you are voting in favor of cutting the future away from the American workforce. It's not just me right now as one of many parents that rely on the supportive, professional networking, the educational investment, the critical time and effort and energy that men and women go into our early learning centers for every morning, that they stay late at night. It's not just about, quote unquote, saving money. What you're doing is you're robbing a future America. You're telling young children and working families that we only want your vote, but we don't want your voice. And so I'm standing here today on behalf of every woman and every man that gets up every morning that has to trust the professionalism, the care, the empathy, the reliability, the safety, the nurturing, the development, and the investment that men and women, child care educators, system administrators, often to their own detriment, are investing in my children and other parents like myself. I strongly urge all of us today to know that in 15 years, we're going to have to look at the future of this country and ask ourselves, what side of history were we standing on? Did we vote in favor of saving 60 years for 60 years' sake? Or were we willing to stand up and push back against anyone and any administration that has the audacity and unmitigated gall to lie to us, the American voting working people, and say that you value an America that believes in equality and liberty and justice for all, and then you cut the very infrastructure that makes that possible? For first-time English language learners, for children with disabilities, for parents that are working but are still under-resourced, people that can't control what zip code they may live in. They can't control what country they were born into. But we have this country. We're standing in Capitol Hill promising, just like our forefathers and foremothers did, promising that if you worked hard, that if you invested yourself, if you dedicate yourself to education, you have a bright future. To put Head Start and all of the accompanying services and support infrastructure, to put that in jeopardy is to call that a mockery. And I'm sorry, I will not look my children in the eye and lie to them and tell them that they can be anything that they want to be if they just work hard and apply themselves in education, and then continue to support anyone that threatens or undermines the very educational system that has made this country who it is and will continue to make the country what it needs to be in the future. We're not just cutting meals. We're not just cutting supportive programs for parents. You're telling future educators, future surgeons, future engineers, future dentists, future doctors, future civil rights activists, future future advocates, future mathematicians, future surgeons. You're telling children now that you don't value who and what they can become, all because they happen to be born in an under-resourced or low-resourced community. I, for one, like many parents like myself, will not stand by and lie to my children. I'm going to do everything I can. That means encouraging people to lean in or even voting out those that don't support early childhood education, that support cuts to education, that don't put dignity and honor and respect on the men and women that dedicate their lives, dedicate their resources to helping my children really become everything that they want and can be in this country. I am going to continue to fight to uphold the beacon of what this building and what this district, what this country says it stands for. If you say you vote in favor, then please continue, advocate, vote, write letters, social media campaigns, do whatever you can do. And if you're with us, like some of our legislative persons standing behind us, then continue to give your voice. Don't go out quietly. Don't go out silently. I, for one, know I'm not going to do that. And my closing words are this. We have a choice. And with any light, you can turn it on, you can dim it, or you can turn it off. And my challenge as a parent of Head Start and as an alum of Head Start, I'm encouraging and challenging all of us today to burn the beacon brighter. Burn the beacon brighter for development. Burn the beacon brighter for opportunity. Burn the beacon brighter for a bright future for our children. And most importantly, burn the beacon brighter for the little lives that depend on us, that cannot vote, cannot advocate for themselves. They may be learning their ABCs today, but they are your future bloating block tomorrow. They're your future workforce tomorrow. They are your future care providers tomorrow. I'm going to need the future of today, and I'm going to give everything I can to fight for a better tomorrow, and that includes fighting for another 60 years of Head Start. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shirley Howe with Children First, advocating for children and their families in Pennsylvania. I also live in the 4th Congressional District, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce my Congresswoman, Madeleine Dean. Thank you for standing with us today.
Good morning, everybody. I'm delighted to be here with all of you. I just want to see by a show of hands how many people are connected to Head First, Children First. I see a great audience here, so I want to make sure you're acknowledged, whether you're providers, recipients, your families. Thank you, all of you. Here we go. I represent the 4th Congressional District of Pennsylvania, and we are here with a focus on Pennsylvania and Head First because this impacts so many of our children. And I'm proud to stand here with Children First, with Head First, to celebrate 60 years of Head First. I want to thank Shirley very much for what she's done. In my district, for example, there are 12 Head Start programs. In my district, there are 500 children involved in these programs. I've had the opportunity to visit alongside Shirley and many others these programs. I come out beaming for what the joy is in the learning, in the nutrition, in the support to working families. We must not jeopardize this. So I'm here as part of the fight, as April said so eloquently, to protect the more than 35,000 seats in Pennsylvania in Head Start. We should not be talking about cuts to Head Start. We should be talking about greater investment. I have worked, yes, I agree. I have worked alongside these advocates and Congressman Dwight Evans. We worked together in the Pennsylvania House where we fought for children and early childhood education. He is such an extraordinary champion in Philadelphia and across this Commonwealth. So I am honored to stand with you, Dwight, always on behalf of our children. I'm just going to repeat some of the things that are worth repeating. We know that Head Start yields immediate results. Children who attend Head Start programs are better prepared for kindergarten and elementary school. They have stronger social skills. They have more impulse control, and they have greater approaches to learning. You can see it as you sit with them. They're also healthier because Head Start doesn't just provide learning services, it provides dental screenings, free school meals, and so much more. You know, I'm a mom, I'm a grandmom, and I'm a former educator, and I have always believed that how we educate our children not only determines their future, but our very own. As April said, these are our future leaders. These are the future educators, teachers, doctors, police officers, maybe congresspeople, maybe president one day. And they fare far better when we invest in them early, and we know that. We do this because it also supports their parents, the working parents, who otherwise would not have this access, would not have the ability to grow their own careers, grow our own economy. As a member of the House Appropriations Committee, we're taking a look at the Trump skinny budget, or as I call it, the Ozempic budget. We are going to fight cuts to Head Start and so many other programs. As you know, for example, think of the umbrella around education. This administration has decided it wants to shutter the Federal Department of Education. We're not going to stand for that. We're not going to stand for any kind of attacks on Head Start. I took a look at a county near me, Bucks County. The Bucks County Intermediate Unit that runs the county's Head Start programs submitted an application this past January to renew their 5-year program. It's a grant. In 5 months, they've received no updates, nothing, 5 months. And now they're out of funding. So as of May 31st, 15 days from now, 360 children will lose access to vital education and health support alongside their families. 85 employees would be out of work, educators for our young people. Are we going to accept that? No. No way. We are going to fight back. And I will fight on behalf of Montgomery County also. I'm going to close with this. I have a list here, and I commend this to all the representatives, Democrats, Republicans alongside me, all across the state of Pennsylvania. It reveals that more than 30,000 children in Pennsylvania are thriving, are benefiting from Head Start programs. We want to grow that number. We don't want to diminish it. We don't want to shutter these programs and turn away from these very talented and exciting children. And maybe I'll end with this. I'm very mindful that we have a new pope in this world. And guess who he's in favor of? He fights for the poor. He fights for those who are struggling, and he fights for workers. If you fight for the poor, fight for those who are struggling, fight for our children and for our working families, you'll invest in Head Start. You'll be alongside me fighting for greater investment in Head Start. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Congresswoman Dean. Thank you so much to Congressman Evans. Thank you to Bob. Thank you to Mai. Thank you to Damaris. Thank you to April, our providers, and all of the providers in the room with us today for being here to stand up for Head Start. It's very clear that the benefits of this program abound, demonstrating positive outcomes for children, families, communities, and our nation because of investments in Head Start. So happy 60th birthday, Head Start, and we can't wait to celebrate your next milestone.